Hello and welcome to the TC Exchange podcast. I'm Amity Kraus, ex-retail girl turned realtor turned business owner, where I teach new transaction coordinators how to navigate the complex real estate industry and coach experienced TCs how to level up their game and businesses to add even more value to their agents. Come along with me while I guide you through this intense, complicated, but always fun world of transaction coordination. Hey y'all, I am so glad that you're here listening to today's episode of the TC Exchange podcast. I think today's topic is ironically fitting for what's going on in my life currently. Today we're talking about managing stress and self-care. And being a transaction coordinator can be remarkably stressful. We are balancing dates, deadlines, paperwork, client demands, and that's just on one contract. Throw in the additional responsibilities of a business owner like managing expenses, payroll, marketing, lead generation, and networking. It can definitely lead to overwhelm and stress. If you followed me at all, you'll notice that I often talk about stress management, self-care, and mindset. So I'm glad this topic came up today because I am in the midst of a reset. As we speak, this podcast launched this week. It has been so wonderful, and you all have been so kind and gracious. I am working on some very special projects for you that will be announced in the coming weeks, and I am feeling extremely overwhelmed at the moment. At the same time, on this frigid fall day at the end of October in Colorado, we have our first snow of the season in the forecast, and it's gray and gloomy and downright cold outside. It's very hard to be motivated right now. Earlier this week, I met with my coach and we were checking in, and she asked me about my stress, and I got really choked up. I have been working really hard to keep making one step forward day by day, eating right, exercising, adding more exercise, taking walks, getting enough sleep, doing all of the things that we're told to do to practice self-care. And she asked me, what do I do if I fall apart? And then the tears started. And I confided, well, that's just not an option. I have to keep going. I have made commitments to my team, to my partner, to myself. Falling apart is not an option. So long story short, I knew immediately I needed to hashtag do something different so I can support myself as I navigate the fourth quarter of this year. I immediately looked at my calendar and where I could make some room for taking care of me, doing the things that I really love, things that fill my cup, bring me joy and energy. I started by scheduling a neurooptimal brain training session. I've been going to brain training for about over a year, and it's been absolutely transformational in my life. It really helps me reset and get my mind right. My sleep improves, my moods regulate, and I feel amazing. I also scheduled a ladies' work day with my best friend. If you have never done this with a friend that is a remote worker, I strongly encourage you to do so. It is a wonderful way to fill your cup. Yesterday afternoon, I was driving home from Ladies' Work Day, and I was listening to a Mel Robbins podcast. Do you all listen to her? You all should, because she's brilliant. Anyway, this particular podcast was a rapid fire Q&A style, and one of the questions made me cry. Seems to be a theme this week. The question was, I desperately need to learn to promote my business about which I am extremely passionate without feeling egotistical. And my ears immediately perked up because here I am, a TC business owner. I'm putting myself out there. I'm trying things different. I'm showing up consistently, even when no one's listening. This is going to be good. Mel's response was a total mic drop. She prefaced it and she said, "Are you ready? And this is for all the people that love what you do and believe in your product or service, but you're embarrassed or worried about what people are going to think." She said, "How dare you deny people your product and services because you're too insecure to market them? You're so worried about what your friends are going to think about your marketing that you're not going to talk about it? And if you don't talk about it, the people that need you can't find you? How selfish of you." She then went on to suggest that you think about marketing what you do as an act of service. And if you're so good at what you do, when you talk about it, it sounds like you're bragging. How dare you deny the rest of us the opportunity to work with you? Mic drop. Man, I felt seen. I felt heard. I felt like every effort I've made in my business, every time I tried and failed again, it built this insecurity in me that is just so normal. And then you spiral and you quit and you give up and you say horrible, mean things to yourself and you convince yourself that you're not worthy. Do you see how this is all connected to mindset and stress? And that if you're not taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally, you could spiral yourself into denying your clients the opportunity to work with you? That you could throw in the towel and be selfish because you got scared of what other people will think? So my beautiful TCs, as we are all working on our plans for 2024, how we're going to show up different from this year, and what our goals are, keep going. What you offer is valuable, and no one is you. No one is going to serve the way that you do. You can do this. But you have to make time for yourself. You have to make sure that you have a full cup, because you can't pour from an empty one. Take a look at your schedule. Find places you can protect yourself. Where is your peace? Is it making time to journal or meditate in the morning? Is it working out, going to the gym, having breakfast every week with your girlfriends? Self-care is not just about getting your nails done or going to have a massage. Those are nice, but there's so much more to it. Loving yourself, honoring yourself, your time, your space is also a great big part of it. So now back to me and my mindset. I am feeling better. I got some great sleep last night, but today is icky and I didn't want to do a dang thing. But I got up, I cleaned up my inbox, I got my tasks done, I went to a boot camp class, and I realized that I need to take the rest of the day to take care of me. So I'm going to work on making a comforting dinner for my babe tonight, curl up on the couch with my cats, a cup of tea, and a good book. And I'll check my emails later this afternoon. And that's just going to be okay. I hope you take some time for yourself too. That's it for now. See you soon. And that wraps up another episode of the TC Exchange podcast. Thank you so much for joining me and being a part of this incredible journey through the world of transaction coordination. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to learn, and together, we're setting the compass to true north. If you want to dive deeper into the world of TCs or simply connect with our growing community, follow us on Instagram at TrueNorthTCT. For exclusive content, insights, and engaging discussions, be sure to join our Facebook group, the TC Exchange. And for resources, courses, and a treasure trove of knowledge, check out